What's going on, everyone? Chef Luke, back in the house. I'm gonna be going over how to make a pop smoke type beat for you guys. The UK drill. And this stuff is pretty cool, so let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so let's get right into this. So your tempo is what you're going to want to start with. I suggest probably like 140-ish to 163 maybe. Somewhere in that range. I went with 144, you can do that too. So I grabbed this vocal chop from Cymatics. I thought it, like I was listening to this the other day. I thought it had like that kind of like that west, or not the West Coast, but the drill kind of like sound. Just listen. Also have some effects on it. I'll turn those off. So that's it right there. I decided to cut down this part. I think let's take another one of these. I'm not sure how much it took off. There we go. Okay, so we have that sample. What I did is I compressed it. Or not compressed, I EQ'd it. Actually, I did not EQ it. I don't know why that's there. I'll take that off. Didn't need it. I threw wider on it. If you have headphones, you'll be able to hear it. I threw some ROM on it. Just a little bit. I threw initial reverse on it. To reverse it, of course. You could also do this by bouncing this in place by left clicking and bounce in place, and then when you get that track, you'll go to file down here, and then you'll go to functions and then reverse. But I like the sound that initial reverse gave it. I also half-timed it, and then I turned on the mix a little bit so you can hear like a little bit of the high pitch vocals, because originally I transposed this sample up 12 semitones. So you can kind of hear like the little like squeaky voice in the background. That's why I turned down the mix a little bit. Threw some Cymatics Diablo to make it louder because it's kind of quiet sample. Threw a little punch clip. That's it for that part. And then right after that, I went straight into the 808. I don't know why this is here. Yeah, this is very simple, by the way. I went into the 808. I grabbed this from my Murder Beats kit on Splice. I'll show you which one it is. Murder Beats. I did the 808 slides, Murder Beats 808 slides. The reason why that one's so good is because most like short samples, like the 808 like that, you can't do, it's hard to do drill, at least in Logic with it, because the slides don't like allow it to slide good enough. So I'm just gonna pull this 808 over for you guys. Copy these over. I'm gonna show you how to make this as well. It's you want a hard, gritty 808 too, so that's why this is good. It's pretty sweet. So here's the pattern. But before I get into detail on the slides, so first I tuned it. It was in C already. Splice is pretty good about that. So what you want to do is you want to go to sampler. Sampler is right here. You want to go mono, and this will come up, and you want to go to mapping, and you're going to go back to Splice or wherever you're grabbing your sample from. Let's see, it was the slides. Yeah, so right now this is already highlighted, but when you drag, you want to go to, you want to look for the C3 note on the keyboard down here, and you want to drag it right over it, bring it up to the top, and then once the whole like region gets highlighted like it is right now, like the blue, that means you're good to go. Like it's going to spread across the whole piano roll. So once you get that part done, you want to click off mapping. You want to click off all these and you want to go to synth. This is the most important part. You want to make sure it's on legato, not poly or not mono. Usually with like trap, you want your 808 like mono, but for this you want it legato. This is how you're gonna get your slides. So you do that, turn it on legato, and then you want to pull down your polyphony. I think it's originally like 18 or something. You want to pull it down to 1. And then there's one more step. You want to turn up your glide to like 63-ish to like 90. Just however much you want your glide. I'll show you what it sounds like in a second if you turn it up more. But this is what I like. And then you want to force legato your main notes, like these ones. First of all, you want to get down your pattern first. You don't want to put the slides in like immediately. You just want to wait. You want to like build this part out first, get the rhythm going, and then you're gonna drop it down your octave, and then you're gonna put a note like right here, let's say, and then you're gonna do Option Shift up. I don't want that there since I already have it. But like for starting out, you want to keep your notes on the same key as like the other ones and just drag them up an octave. You also want to keep the notes that you're sliding off of, like these small ones. You want to keep them small. You don't want if they're too big, they won't slide. Like I'll show you. Let's see. I'll just put this one here. Show you. They might slide, but I mean, if you want this sound, you can do it, of course. It's not as much as a slide, but it's still cool. You can definitely do that if you want. I recommend going up 2 octaves though sometimes. It sounds a little cooler. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to keep it how it was though. So that's practically it for the 808. You just want that hard, gritty 808, and then you just want to make sure you get your slides right. It takes a little practice, I'm not going to lie. But mainly, you want the right 808, because I've done this before, and I've had the wrong 808, and it doesn't work. Like, you need that long-lasting 808, and the gritty ones. Okay, so now we're going to go into our drums. Pretty simple drums. I'm going to start with the hi-hat here. I'm going to keep my sample on so you can hear it. Typically with these Pop Smoke kind of beats, like, they do the... They're, like, super, like, spaced out between each other, and, like, they kind of, like, tease, like what would usually happen in a trap beat, but they don't actually do it. Like, they kind of, like, I don't know, just listen. Not your typical like trap bounce, really. Oh yeah, by the way, you can get this Pop Smoke kit from Plugin. What was it called? Hold up. I didn't think I have it here still. What's the drum kits? theproducerplug.com. So I think I got this yesterday actually. I didn't really have a whole like some good like drums for it. So I went and downloaded that for free. I believe they're royalty free as well. And they had some really good hi-hats and whatnot. I didn't use these hi-hats. I was just made a kit with all the sounds. So with these open hats, you want one on the first note and the second note, and then and I brought in a second open hat. I think it was this one, like more of like a short one. This is a longer one, short one. I put this on my kicks. I'm gonna go over my kick first. Hold up. Pretty basic kick. I also threw Diablo on this one to make it hit harder. You know me, pull up the clip, pull up the punch. Makes it hit much harder. I'll show you what it sounds like without it. There's no momentum there. But with it, it's really good. Okay, so the open hat. I put the open hat on the kicks. Okay, so that's the kick. One of the perks I brought in a gunshot. So typically in these beats, on like the first like note of like the drop, it's like that super hard impact. So I went with this gun, just on the first note, nowhere else. Just that first hit. You want it hit hard. Okay. Brought in a perk. It's kind of like, sounds like dice kind of, or like something, I don't know. Kind of just threw that in there randomly. The sound, I threw it at the end, fill up some more space. Super subtle, but you can still hear it. Gives it a little more bounce, one more perk. Simple. And then here's my snare. So with a snare, you're teasing the beat, like bounce, like a normal trap beat. You're teasing the living out of it. Right here. So usually it'd be here. You could do that on like the second one, but on the first one you want to like tease it a little more. You want to like wait. That's legit the biggest like secret to these beats. Here's the second little, like, other half of the pattern. Let's see, I brought another snare on the one, I think, or on the, right here. Kind of simple. I brought in this chant. And that is pretty much all it is. I mean, I'm gonna arrange this really quick and then I'm gonna play it for you guys, so. That is how you make a Pop Smoke beat. I hope this was helpful. It's a really cool like genre to trap music. I don't know, it's like, it's so much different. It's super unique. And I think Pop Smoke really has that good sound for it and had that good sound, so it's kind of a bummer we lost him. But there is a guy actually that sounds just like him, Dusty Locane, and it's kind of crazy if you haven't heard of this guy. He is like, people think he's like his brother or something, but he's not, or his cousin. But if you're missing Pop Smoke like I am, go listen to Dusty Locane. It might remind you of him a little bit. Same exact style. So similar in voices, it's crazy. But thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, thumbs up of course. Go subscribe, hit the notification bell. And I'm going to keep giving you this content, so let's get into it.